Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my another tutorial, and this is in continuation of the Devfest series. This is the chapter 4 which you all wanted. I have been a little busy last week because I had to go to one of the events in Siliguri, and then I had some other work as well, so I am back again. And because we targeted 300 likes on the last video and we could not have achieved it till date, so that's one of the concern I have, but otherwise it's totally fine. For this video we are again targeting just only 300 likes, so please, if you really want me to get motivated and produce more videos on this particular series, then just hit the like button. We have achieved this particular thing so far, as you can see here on the right hand side. Some of guys are worried about how to create these blocks and if you'll see the Flutter block state management thing, then it's kind of very complicated to write those boilerplate code. So I didn't tell you in my previous video that how to do it in a easier way, because I wanted to show you how it actually works and what is the way of doing it. How, if I'll tell you about any plugin, then only you should know that how it is working. So now I would like to tell you that if you'll go to your extension, then you can write here Flutter files, and if you'll see here, this is the extension, second one by Igor Kravchenko. I don't know if I pronounce it right, and it will give you a shortcut. If you'll see this new big block pack or small block pack, where you can use it and directly it will make the block files like event file, state file, everything for you, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. So now we are back here, and we have this series is gonna be huge, so we need to be ready for it, right? So as we can see, we have a sized box, we have here we have social actions, right? Before social actions, what I want to have some actions to perform here, right? If you remember, in the app itself, the original app, we have many actions. So how I'm gonna do that? So if you are not having the app, then you should download it from Play Store. You can just go to my GitHub repo, because in Play Store also there are many changes which happened recently. So go to my GitHub repo and see the screenshots. You will get the better idea. So now we have this Devfest text which you can see, and below that what I want some actions. So I'm gonna just copy it here, and here I'm gonna write new actions. Okay, so new actions context. Why I'm giving it a new action name? Because this is how you will see in the original source code, because earlier it was just actions, then I replaced it with some new actions without disturbing the previous ones. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just copy this social actions from here, and I'm gonna just paste it here, and I'm gonna rename it to, let's say, new actions. Okay, and don't worry if you think there are many changes which needs to be done. We will definitely do all of them. Right now you might be thinking somewhere that this is not a proper way to implement it, or there could be a better way. Definitely there are multiple ways of doing it, and I have been working on it, and definitely you will see something like this very soon. Now for actions, we will make some action cards. Okay, so rather than this particular as you can see, this has repeated itself, so I want to change it. And because actions, we don't want it to be in a fitted box, right? Because there can be many actions. So what I'll do, I'll remove this fitted box, and I'll change this raw to wrap. Okay, why wrap? Because if the space is filled, then it should move itself to the next line. So here I can just say alignment, so wrap alignment dot center, so that the item should be in the center, but when we increase the items, then it should move to the another line. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to have something like an icon with a text. Okay, so that it can show some action, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna write let's say a column. Okay, in the column, so basically we can have a card, right? First of all, let's have a card, and then we will have something there. So I'm using ink so that I can get the press effect as well. Here what I will do, I'll say a height of it. So I'm gonna use media query dot context dot size dot height dot 0.1. That should be fine. Yes. Now for width, I'm gonna use again the same thing here, and we are gonna give 0.2 width. Now after this, we can have something called a child, where we can have a column, and inside the column there will be some children, right? So first of all, let's say we have an icon itself. So icons dot some icon, if you want to say, let's say we can have one icon for scheduling. Let's say schedule. Yes, so schedule is one of the icons which you can use, and then we can have a normal sized box. Let me just give it a main axis alignment dot center. Okay, and then we can have a sized box so that we can give a space here with height 10. Don't worry about the error which we might be seeing on the right hand side in the simulator. And then we will give it some text, right? So some text can be let's say agenda, something like this. And now it's still showing the error. Let's remove all these icon buttons, and then let's see what's the problem. Now let's see the error, the render object and something like that. Let's do a hot restart once to see whether this is about the render. Okay, so this is fine. So now we have this action button called agenda. It is looking good, but what I want to give it some kind of card feel, right? So here in the ink, I'm gonna use a decoration, where I can use something called a box decoration, because ink is kind of very similar to container. The only difference is that it can give you that splash effect when you are using it with inkwell. Here we can give it a color. So we will use our config block dot dark mode on. If it is on, then I'm gonna use tools dot hex to color. So I have this spec file where I can give a hex of a color, and it can make that color for us, right? So I'm gonna give 1F2124. Okay, so and if it is not dark mode, then we are gonna just use the white color. This is fine. Okay, so as you can, I don't know if you can see it or not, this is right now white. If I'll just do this, then it will become black. So this is now looking good, right? This is fine. Now after decoration, I want to give it some border radius as well. So here I'm just gonna go here, and seriously we have missed something which we are gonna fix very soon. So border radius, radius, okay, where it is the radius, okay, here. So here we are gonna give the border radius, and border radius dot circular, and then we are gonna give it, let's say 8. So it will give us some circular border. If I'll go like this is looking good. And then after that we can also give it some shadow. So box shadow is there, okay. And if so we'll check for again config block dot dark mode. If it is not on, then we will give some shadow, okay. And if it is on, then we will not give any kind of shadow. So because it does not look good in the dark, so without dark mode the shadow will not be that good, okay. I mean in the dark mode, we don't want any shadow. So here we can specify box shadow, and okay, so it asks for the color. So for color, I want to give it a color of gray, and I can set it to 200. Then for blur radius, I can give it 10, and for spread radius I can give it 5. You can do your own experiment. So now it looks good, right? It feels like there is something to tap on, and if I click like this is great, right? So we are done almost with this part. Now one more thing which I want to do, so that when we click on it, then it should do something, right? So I can just wrap this ink with another widget which we call inkwell. Okay, it will give us one property. So first of all, I'm gonna use the same border radius 8 so that it does not look bad, and there is on tap event which we can use. So it's this. So this is why I have used ink here, right? So this is looking much better now. Now the only problem we did that we did not change the branch. So I'm just gonna copy this code, the entire code, and I'm gonna just revert it back, and this is done. Now I'm gonna just change the branch because I don't want to do this thing in the same branch. So dev hashtag CH04. Okay, and now we are in the new branch, and then I'm gonna just paste that code which we just copied, and boom, we are done. So so this is what we have done. So if I'll go back to my new actions, we have this this particular thing here. Now there can be multiple actions, and for all those actions we need to do the same thing, right? So that's why what I'll do, I'll probably make another class here class here. So it's stateless widget, and I'm gonna name it action card. Okay, so why action card? Because we are gonna perform some actions. Okay, so when we are talking about the action card, it will have few properties, like it will have the on pressed, it will have the icon, some title, and some color of that card, right? Or the icon color, to be honest. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create constructors for this. So this is all good, all looking very well. And now I'm gonna copy and paste this entire code from here. Okay, so this is what we are gonna copy and paste here. So what I will do, I'll go back here and I will just copy and paste this. So what I have done here, I have replaced this on tap with this on pressed, which we are passing. Then this ink is almost the same, everything is same. Then we pass the icon here and the color here as well, and we gave some style to this text. Now rather than using this, I'm gonna use some action card. Okay, so I'm gonna just delete all of this from here, this inkwell, in this new actions. Okay, if you can see, and I'm gonna write an action card here. So the action card, what is the purpose of the action card? We will pass the icon, so icons dot schedule, and then for color, let's say colors dot red, and for title Devfest dot agenda text. Okay, so we will make some text for this title, so agenda text. Okay, and then for on pressed, we can just say, we can leave it right now. Okay, we don't have to do it as of now. And here let's do it like this way, agenda. So now if I'll just, so this is now looking nice, right? Agenda with this red colored icon. This is what we need to do. Now what I'll do, for all these kind of actions, I'm gonna write some texts. Okay, so I'll probably go to devfest.dart. Here below this text I will paste some action text. Okay, like locators, speakers, and all that. So here I'm gonna just paste it something like this. Okay, what's missing? Okay, one sec guys. So let's try to paste it here. Okay, so with this is our actions text. Now if I'll go back to my home front dot, I can just replace this agenda with devfest.agenda text, right? So this is done. So similarly we will have all the cards here. So I'm just gonna copy paste all the cards which we need, and then we will see what to do next. So now we have all the cards. I'm just gonna remove the this particular thing from here. We will replace it later. Okay, and here as well, and here as well, here as well, and here as well. So now you can see we have these kind of actions now available. Now the problem is that these actions are not very much like aligned properly. So in the wrap we can give some spacing, let's say 20 spacing. It looks good. Now vertically also we need some spacing, so for that we have run spacing. So now again I'll give it 20 and it looks good, right? So this is awesome, right? So this is looking good. Agenda is good, speakers is good, team is good, sponsors, FAQ, locators, all of this is good. So we are almost ready with our actions, and this is our home screen, which is kind of very much ready now. Now what I'll do, so this is working. Now for all these actions we will create some of the pages, right? So we need to create some pages. So what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll just like unwrap all of them, and now we will create some folders. So we'll create one folder for agenda, okay? We will create another folder for let's say FAQ, because FAQ is also we need. Then we will create one folder for map. Then we will create one folder for speakers, okay? Then we will create one folder for sponsors, okay, sponsors. Then we will create one folder for let's say team, okay? And because we have team as well, map is done, FAQ, sponsor, agenda, speakers, all of this is done, right? Now let's look into agenda first, okay? So if I'll go to the agenda page, then so basically first of all we will create an agenda page here, okay? So I'll just write a new file here and I'm gonna name it agenda page dot, okay? This can be another stateless widget, so I am just gonna name it agenda page, and I'm gonna import material.dart. Right now here I want it to give it a route name so that we can use this. So final const string route name, okay? So there will be some route, right? If you are using Flutter for web, this can be very useful. So agenda, okay, final const, okay, not final, we should write static const, okay? So this is what we have, and here in the build method what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have a tab controller, okay? So default tab controller, so we have the default tab controller. Now the tab controller takes something like a length, so length, let's say 3. Then it takes a child. So for child we can use our dev scaffold which we created. Here we can give the title. So for the title, let's say agenda, okay? And the for body we can use something called for body, what we have to, we can use tab bar. So tab bar view, so we can say body tab bar view, right? And for tab bar view we can have, let's say if we have length 3, then we should have 3 views, right? So we can have something called let's say 3 containers for the time being, 3 containers, okay, this is fine. Now if you remember, we have something called a tab bar, okay? If I go to dev scaffold, we made this tab bar which is optional because this is not required at all, and we are checking if we have this tab bar, okay, bottom tab bar, then only we are using tab bar, otherwise it's null. So I'll go back to agenda page and I'm gonna give it a tab bar, right? So tab bar, okay, and then it takes indicator size. So what kind of, how much size you want to give, so tab indicator size dot label. And before doing this, maybe, okay, let's use it as of now. Then indicator color, so again we are gonna use some random colors. So I'm gonna use this tools dot multicolors, and I'm gonna use the random again here, and I can name it 4, okay? And then indicator colors, then is, if it is scrollable, then we can say false, that's not scrollable. Then we can give some label styling as well. So let's say for text style we want to give it a font size of, let's say, 12, so we can give it. And then it takes some tabs. Okay, so the number of tabs should be equal as well. So number is 3, so 1 tab, and we can just say child, and we can just say text, and let's say cloud. Okay, and then we can give it some icon as well. So icon, font or some icons I'm gonna use. Okay, and I'm gonna use for cloud, there is an icon called cloud. And then we can also give some size of it. So I'm not sure whether so what we are missing. Okay, so there should be a size option. Yeah, there is size, so 12. So now similarly I'll copy this tab 3 times, and then I'll replace it with mobile. So we can use mobile, then I'm gonna use it for web and more, let's say, and we can just use Chrome for this. So now we are done. So now what I'll do, I'll go back to my main.dart. Oh sorry, not in the main.dart, I should go to my config page.dart where we have all of these things, right? And here what I'll do, I have to now add all the routes available so that I can use the push route named. So and we can use the named routes. So here after this home I can use something called routes. Okay, so the first route is homepage itself. So homepage dot route name, and then I can use a context, and then we can pass the route which is homepage itself. Now we have made another route which is agenda. So agenda page dot route name, which I just created, context, and then agenda page, right? So we have 2 routes now. And now what I'm gonna do, I'll go to home front.dart, and here in this action card for agenda, I'm gonna say navigator dot push named and context, and I'm gonna pass agenda page dot route name. This is done. Now if I'll press this, you can see this is our agenda: mobile, cloud, web and more. And this is looking good, right? So this is how our agenda will be made. Okay, so this looks good, right? Now we will move to the speakers part, and we'll see how we can add the speakers page as well. Okay, so for that what I can do here is I'm gonna show you. So this is the agenda. We have nothing here as of now, and we are not looking for adding anything as of now. So let's move to the speaker part first, and then we will see what we need to add here in the agenda. So in the speakers, I'm gonna create a new Dart file. I'm gonna name it speaker page.dart. Obviously this will be it. And then this is again gonna be a stateless widget, right? So import material.dart, and then stateless widget, speakers page. Okay, speakers page. So this is again it, and then we also want the route page for this page. So this is route / speakers, and sorry, and then we want to have in the build we can have, let's say, a normal dev scaffold, and for the title part we can just say let's say speakers. Okay, and so that we can watch it, I'm just gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna go back to home front or to the config page, and I'm gonna add the third route as well, which is the speakers page. Okay, speakers page dot route name, speakers page, and here in the home front also I'm gonna go and add the same for speakers here, and I'll just change the speakers page. So this is done. Okay, this is fine. Now if I'll click speakers, we are here on the speakers page. Now here in the speakers page I can do now many things. So we don't need tab bar in the speakers page, so we are gonna use body, and here I will have a list view dot builder so that we can have some speakers here, right? I'm gonna name shrink wrap dot true item count, let's say 10 counts. And item builder, for item builder we will have a context as well as the index, right? And I'm gonna return a card here first of all. So basically a card for speakers, right? Then this is fine. And then here in the card, first of all I'll give it 0 elevation. Then in the child we will have some padding. So the padding can be const, okay, 1 second guys, as in sex.all 12. So 12 is the padding. Now in the child we can have a row, because at one side we need maybe network image or something, right? And then on the other side we want to have something, right? So this is what we have. And then I'm gonna give it a main axis size dot minimum. And for the children I'm gonna write something. So before that I just want to give you one more thing, that here in this home folder we are gonna make a speaker class, right? So here I'm gonna create a new file which I'm gonna name, let's say, speaker dot dart. You can create a separate model class, but we are gonna eliminate it in the future, so that's why I'm writing it here. If you want to write it somewhere else, then it's totally your choice. And I'm gonna copy and paste some of the code here, and I'll just demonstrate what I'm doing. So this is the speakers data class, which gives you a list of speakers, and in the speaker it has speaker name, speaker description, image, speaker info, speaker ID, and some social URLs like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub. Then speaker session session ID as well. And then we have normal class, and then we have some mock data. So speaker image, this is some mock data which I have written here. We are gonna replace all of this with the JSON, but as of now let's think that this is the only thing we have, right? And now if I'll go back to my speakers page, so this is the speakers page. And now what I want to do, I'm gonna take a constraint box here, constraint box. I'm gonna give it a constraints. So box constraints dot expand, it will take some height and width. So I'm gonna give a media query dot size dot height, and whatever the height is I'm gonna just give a 0.2 of it, right? Same for width, I'm gonna use the media query this width, and then 0.3, because we want to place the image here, right? And then I'm gonna have the image, and we gonna use cached network image library here. And for image URL I'm gonna use this speakers data from that dummy data which we just created, and I'm gonna just give it speaker image. And then for fit I'm gonna just say box fit dot cover. So you can see something like this. Okay, this is what design we are targeting, right? If I'll go to dark mode, this is looking much better, right? Now this is done. Now what I want some space after the constraint box, so I'm gonna just use the sized box here. Okay, and then for the width I'm gonna give it 20. And then I want to cover the whole area, so I'm gonna use the expanded widget. And then here we can have a column. So column, okay, this is not what I want. Okay, in the column we can have some children, right? And so before that I want to say cross axis alignment dot start, main axis alignment dot start. Okay, so everything I want to do from start, and main axis size should be minimum. Okay, now in the children part here we can have two different columns, one for speaker information, and then basically we can have something like a text, okay, where we can say speakers speakers I dot name, speaker name. Okay, and one more thing I missed here is that I gave it a item count of 10, but I can replace it with the speakers dot length, right? Because this is our dummy data, and this is fine. Now we have the speaker name. Now what you can do here, we can have a sized box and then a speaker description and also. Okay, so I'm gonna paste some of them here. So this is my speaker name, then the speaker description, then speaker session, what the session is all about, and then I'm gonna replace the above text, which is the speaker name, with another column which will have this tools, this so what's the difference here is the same speaker name, but now we have this color, the random colors. Okay, so that's what we are going to use. Okay, so this is looking good now. Yeah, and now we want some social actions here as well. Okay, so if you remember, we created some social actions in the last particular home screen. So I'm just gonna bring them here after this text. So social actions, we need social actions. I'm just gonna copy and paste it from the previous social actions which we used in the home front. So here we will have these social actions. I'm gonna import font awesome and the launch for package launcher, URL launcher, and that's it. Yes, so you can see we have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. If I'll click on Facebook, it should open the Facebook. Yes, it's working good, and you can follow me on Facebook. If I'll go to one second, if I'll go to Twitter, then it will open the Twitter, and you can follow me on Twitter, right? So similarly, there are all the links where you can follow me, and similarly all the dummy links here, and all of these links will open my profile only because I am passing the speaker URLs from this dummy data which is in the speaker.dart, and all of them redirects to my profile only because I don't have their profile information. So now we have two pages here. Okay, one is the speaker page, one is the agenda, and agenda is still not like looking good, but then we are gonna make it look good. So I'll go back to my agenda page again, and rather than this dummy containers, I'm gonna replace it with something. Okay, so what I'll do, I can have something called a session list or something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna just create a new file. I'm gonna name it session list .dart. Okay, so this particular file is gonna be again some kind of, you can say it will have some sessions. Okay, so first of all I will import material.dart, then I will have some kind of let's say okay, so we can have, so let's make it first. So stateless widget, and we can have session list. Okay, session list. So now before doing that, what I'll do, I'll go back to my home again, and similarly what we did for speaker, right, we will create for session as well. So here in the home folder, I'm gonna create a new file. I'm gonna name it session.dart, and I'm gonna paste some code here as well. So this is the code. So session data, it takes a list of sessions, and in the session we have session ID, session title, session start time, session link, name, description, track, and everything. And then we have this dummy data here. Okay, so this is the dummy data. If you'll just take a look here, then you will understand what we are doing here. Now I'll go back to my session list. Okay, and then here in the session list we are gonna have, so let's have something called final list of sessions. So that session which we created, we want all sessions from there. So all sessions. Okay, and we can just create something like this. Okay, we need to import this as well. So we are done with the all sessions. We are gonna pass all sessions to this session list, correct? And then here in the container we can have a normal list view.builder. Then for the shrink wrap, we can just make it false. We don't want to shrink it. Item count, I'm gonna just say all sessions dot length, and for the item builder I'm gonna just say C, I, and that's it. Now I'll go to this agenda page, and I'm gonna replace this with my session list. Okay, and the all sessions, I'm gonna pass actually the sessions from my sessions class, right? So this is fine. Now if I'll go back, if I'll click here, Okay, so we don't have any session here. So here I can make some card and then we can do something. So return card. So okay, this is fine. And in the card we can give some elevation, let's say 0. Then we can have a child of a list tile, and in the list tile what we will do, we will first of all make it 3 lines so that we can add 3 lines. Okay, so for the leading line I'm gonna use a hero element. So for leading, this is the hero element, which why, because we want to perform some animation when we will go from this particular page to some other page. And I'm gonna paste the speaker's image from the speaker class, okay, or from the sessions. Okay, then this is the leading part, right? And then what we will do, for the trailing part we are gonna have so for the trailing part we have a rich text where we have session total time and all that. And then for the title we are gonna have the rich text again. So this is the title, rich text, and I'm gonna just import all of this. Okay, and this is again text pane with test title and all. Now it's still blank, but we'll talk about it. And then for the subtitle, because we want 3 lines, so subtitle again speaker description and all. So you can see something like this, right? For the first part, cloud. So basically what's happening, first of is the title. So this is the title. One sec. Okay, so this is the title from 0 to ML. Then we have the speaker name. So this is the speaker description for the subtitle, and then there is a speaker name inside this rich text. Then for leading there is a speaker image, and for trailing there is 30-minute session total time and session start time. And then we have some customization. Now when we will click on it, then we will go to the detail page, which we will see in the next video. So this is the idea, this is the overall technique to make this app. We are gonna change a lot of things here. This is gonna be a huge series. We are also gonna integrate Firebase and all that, so don't worry about all of these things. And the good part is that, see, dark and light themes are working without doing anything. So this is the best part, right? So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video. This is gonna be a huge series, so be ready. And press the like button right now, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and also press the bell icon to get future updates. The source code will be available on GitHub. So bye bye, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.